What's going on, y'all? Brother Doug here. Now, what I wanted to do really was another Power Rangers movie discussion. However, with all this news dropping like flies, or a stripper on a pole, I just had to cover it, So this is my SDCC recap. So one thing I will get started with is Power Rangers. So, you already saw my video discussion about the new Power Coins and a closer look at the helmets and whatnot. So from what I'm hearing, I took a little notes from little interviews that some of the Rangers were doing, whether it was with MTV or IGN or E News or just random little outlets or whatever that were interviewing the Rangers and the cast and the cast and the director Dean Israelite. So a few things I was right. Some of a few Rangers have cameos and there's Easter eggs. They didn't say who, but I have a hint who. Remember I said Jason and Frank, aka Tommy, might have a cameo. But I also think that Walter Lee, or yeah, that's right, Walter. Oh wow, I'm gonna get so much flack for this. People go, oh, how do you know who the Black Ranger is? I know his name is Walter. I don't know his last name, but yeah, the Zach, who the original actor who played Zach in Power Rangers, supposed to make a cameo because I saw a little picture of him like on the red carpet for the MTV Fandom Awards, hugging the Rangers and whatnot, saying it's good to see y'all again. So maybe he bumped into them at Saban's the facility, or maybe he actually made a cameo on the movie. I don't know, but he did say, it's good to see y'all again. Emphasis on again. But from the notes that I gathered from the Power Rangers cast, it seems that they're taking a new approach with it. Supposedly, none of the Rangers, I'm talking about in the film, and I guess you can say in real life, knew each other prior to doing this movie or prior to morphing up, rangering up, being chosen by Zordon. I have a problem with that because, in the first episode of Power Rangers, Day of the Dumpster, the Rangers were homies. Remember, they all knew each other and stuff, hanging out at Ernie's bar. And even that old pilot, the pilot before Day of the Dumpster, where they all hanging out at the bowling alley, like they were all friends. I don't really like when they do that. When they all have, most of these movies where they try to make it like the Breakfast Club. These individuals who have personal, different characteristics, and then they come together to form, a team. But it is what it is. Also, another little interesting detail. Some of the people behind Zhu Ranger visited the set. They didn't say who. I don't know if it was the cast, if it was Koichi Sakamoto, even though he's a Power Ranger alumni, stuntman and director, or if maybe Toei themselves stopped by because Toei is partial creator of Power Rangers since Power Rangers use Sentai footage. So that's pretty cool that they're taking inspiration from Zhu Ranger. Now let's move on to DC. Now, for the last couple of years, DC had been showing their ass. From I believe, a lot of people don't like Batman vs Superman. Well, say this, I didn't hate Batman vs Superman. There were a few problems, but I thought it was pretty cool. But Wonder Woman and Suicide Squad and Justice League gonna be awesome. But I want to talk about Justice League. Well, no, ladies first. Let's talk about Wonder Woman. Which, by the way, before I talk about the movie, I just picked up the other day her Rebirth comic. It is so awesome. I never really read a Wonder Woman comic like that. But, after the word of mouth about the Rebirth, I was like, let me go check this out. And, man, this book is just so amazing. After I do this video and upload it on YouTube, I'm about to go get the second issue at my comic shop. So you got to be an idiot not to know that Wonder Woman's preview is definitely going to play in front of the Suicide Squad. I liked it because this is technically the second time we see Wonder Woman on screen, but the first time that we actually see her in a solo film. Like, this is so amazing. I've seen the animated Wonder Woman movie. That one was pretty dope, and shout out to you guys for introducing me to most of these DC animated movies. They're awesome. And I wish that, it looks like they're taking inspiration from those animated movies because the Justice League looks so lighted. So lighthearted, lighthearted, whatever. So, and speaking of Justice League, and since I just got done talking about Power Rangers, doesn't Flash's costume kind of look like the like one of their suits a little bit, like the new Power Ranger movie suits? Like, look at it, looks like armor instead of spandex. Now, I'm not gonna be like y'all, some of those who complain about Power Ranger suits not being spandex, but I'm open to it. Flash. One, I'm not really a big Flash fan like that. I love the show. I haven't really got into the comics yet, but I just can't wait for it. And the fact that a black man is directing it, it's pretty cool. A lot of people are complaining like, well, just pick the best director for the job, and I actually agree with you guys. They picked the best man for the job. Whether he was black, white, a woman, You guys got it, and I can't wait to see what's going to go down. It looks like they're going to have a black Iris because supposedly the actress who played on Dope, another movie directed by Rick Famuyiwa, is going to play Iris, and they're taking that new approach, that new 52 approach, because the new 52 Iris is black, and on the show, which the show is actually taking inspiration from the new 52 and Flashpoint. And it looks like Flash is going to be a scene stealer.
I don't know who you are, but whoever you're looking for,
So you're fast.
that feels like an oversimplification.
I'm putting together a team. People with special abilities. You see, I believe enemies are coming.
Stop right there. I'm in.
You are? Just like that?
Yeah, I need friends.
Great.
Can I keep this?
Next movie review I do will be this movie, Suicide Squad. There's really not much to say about it, but I just can't wait for it. I did read the Suicide Squad, the new 52 books, volumes 1 and 2. They were awesome, and if the movies are going to be at that level, I'm all for it. Now let's move on to Marvel. Marvel got a new logo. So before I talk about the movies, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Disney, why are you guys getting rid of the Tower of Terror? Why, man? I mean, y'all have all those properties. I'm not here to knock Disney's business and their marketing, whatever they're doing. I'm a big Disney fan since I was a little kid. Y'all know I love and breathe Disney. But why? Y'all can't renew that contract? I love the Hollywood Tower of Terror. Like, it's not going anywhere. But the theme basically is going to be Guardians of the Galaxy theme. A Rocket Raccoon is breaking out of the prison of the Collector or whatnot, and he needs our help, the guests. And I've seen the concept art. The concept art is pretty intriguing, but something shouldn't be touched. That's like redoing the castle or redoing Toontown. Please don't touch Toontown. I love Toontown, even though I'm a grown ass man. Please don't touch Toontown. I've seen some people always start petitions, but Disney's not gonna care. If it's money to be made, by all means. If they have those properties, Marvel, Star Wars, the Muppets, they're going to utilize those properties. Who wouldn't? If you had certain properties, like say if you bought a new TV and you haven't used it in 2 years, wouldn't you use it after a while? So also with Guardians of the Galaxy, let's talk about the sequel, Volume 2. So apparently Kurt Russell is going to play Star-Lord's dad. However, in the comics, Star-Lord's dad is of royalty, and his name is Jason. On this movie, he's playing another character, Ego, and Ego is Star-Lord's dad. I would complain, but I'm not really big on Guardians of the Galaxy like that. I just dived into the comics not too long ago. Remember back in 2014, after the movie was released, or before the movie was released, I was reading like a few of the Dan Abnett and Andy Landon comics. They're pretty cool. Don't get me wrong, I love Marvel's cosmic side, but put it like this, I'm not on the caliber with them as I am with Black Panther or Miles Morales. So anyways, Brie Larson got cast as Carol Danvers, a.k.a. Captain Marvel. Thing is, Brie Larson is my age. In her mid-20s. Like, isn't Carol Danvers supposed to be like her mid-30s or early 40s? And isn't she supposed to be like a veteran with Rhodey, War Machine? Damn, they're really changing continuity with the movies. But, hey, I'm all for it. Marvel has been kicking ass, aside from Iron Man 3. They had to do this because, DC beat them to the punch with Wonder Woman. So hey, we have a woman superhero too. So under Spider-Man, I told y'all that Michael Keaton was be playing Vulture. But I'm not really feeling the design. For Vulture, they have the little propellers on his wings. I thought it was gonna be more in line with Falcon. If they're gonna go that approach, that would have been cool. But it looks like he's gonna have metal talons. A mask, like Vulture's never had a mask. Like it would have been cool to have, the original classic look, but they're definitely trying to keep it grounded in reality. But it still would have been nice. Speaking of Spider-Man, make sure y'all go read what Brian Michael Bendis is doing with Miles Morales. It's so awesome. Brian Michael Bendis is one of my favorite writers. I just love the fact that he's definitely keeping it grounded in reality. Miles dealing with the whole Black Lives Matter situation. Him being a black superhero, and folks calling him a sellout and whatnot. So it definitely tackles that. He talks on this book. He talks with Tony about being black in America, and Tony was like, I can't really speak on that because I'm a white man who's rich in America, and you're a young black kid, and police are targeting you. And it's just so awesome, y'all. You don't really see that in comics nowadays. But speaking of black, I just can't wait for Black Panther. So they announced that Lupita Nyong'o is going to play Malice, who was a Dora Milaje, bodyguard for T'Challa, who wound up turning evil, and also Denai Garai, who plays Michonne in Walking Dead, will be a Dora Milaje as well, and Michael B. Jordan will play Killmonger. Here's the thing about Killmonger. I think Michael B. Jordan is too. Again, with the continuity about age, but Michael B. Jordan is too young for Killmonger. Killmonger is supposed to be like the same age as T'Challa. But if Ryan Coogler's tackling it, it's going to be all good. A fellow Bay Area myself, anything that he does, I'll watch. I'm full supportive of my people. Y'all know that. And, I can't wait to meet Ryan Coogler. I can't wait to meet any of these guys one day, because I'm going to be there one day, SDCC and in Hollywood in general. This is just a start, baby. And what's so cool about this movie is not only is Black Panther one of my favorite superheroes, you guys want to know my history, make sure you check the link below, and you can know my whole Black Panther background. But the fact that this movie doesn't have any slaves, maids, butlers, sidekicks, or stereotypes about black people, and that's just so awesome. It's a fantasy superhero film, and that's all I've wanted to see this entire year. With a majority black cast, that's all I wanted to see. I didn't want us to be just token characters, or as I mentioned, stereotypes, or just I'm all for diversity, but when I don't want to see, Lord of the Rings didn't have no black people, and that was an all-white movie. I want to see something on the caliber of that. I'm not racist. Y'all know I don't have a racist bone in my body. I love every culture for many reasons, but I'm just saying I want to see a movie of that caliber. An all-black cast, and Black Panther is it. Alright, so that's my Comic-Con recap. Did I miss anything? Make sure you guys let me know in the comments below. Make sure you like the video, share the video, subscribe, follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and like always, deuces.